Hello. हॅलो, ऐकायला येते का? हॅलो,
आवाज येतोय सर.
ओके. Today we will start with the new pendulum, that is a bar pendulum. Some part of the bar pendulum is already discussed in the last practical period. So this bar pendulum, it is a compound pendulum. It is a compound pendulum, and this pendulum is used to find the acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. Now I have told you the construction of that pendulum, how that pendulum is used in the experimental work, and how we can obtain the acceleration due to gravity by using that pendulum. All these things are already discussed in the theory period as well as in practical period. So today we will see how this pendulum can be used to determine acceleration due to gravity by plotting a graph of is L square against LT square. Now what are these L and MT square? L is here. L is the distance of point of suspension from the center of gravity, and T is the corresponding period. I have already shown you the bar pendulum, which we are explained in the experiment. This is a bar pendulum, and here we are marked the center of gravity of the bar by this marking. It is shown here. That is the center of a bar, center of gravity of bar. And these are the knife edges. This is the knife edge. This is a knife edge, and this knife edge we can use to suspend this bar. To suspend the bar about rigid support. Now, when this bar is suspended, it can be set into oscillation like this. It is set into oscillations, and we can measure its time for 10 oscillations or 20 oscillations or 50 oscillations, and from that we can calculate its period. Period is the time required for one oscillation. That is called period. So when we measure the period for distance, say this is center of gravity, this first hole is at 5 centimeter. This is for 10. This is for 15. Again 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40, and 45. Means these are the holes which are drilled along the axis of this bar, and we can shift this knife edge from one bore to the next, like this. And we can fix this knife edge here. This is a knife edge. It can be fixed here by using another or next hole of the bar pendulum. And again it is set into oscillation. Its time is noted. So this process is repeated for the different holes from the center of gravity. We can use here. Again we can fix this knife edge. The knife edge is fixed here. Like this. Again, we can suspend it and measure the time. So, in this way, we can perform that experiment of a bar pendulum for different values of L. L is the distance of the point of suspension from the center of gravity, and T is the corresponding period. So, by using this, I have already told you, we can plot a graph of period against distance, and the nature of the graph I have already discussed it. I will repeat it again. The nature of graph is like this. This is about the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and along this direction we are having distance of the point of suspension from center of gravity, and this is period. This is the period. And for this distance, say 5 centimeter, the time is here. For 10, it is here. For 15, it is here.
सर स्क्रीन दिसत नाही.
It is here. In this way, we can repeat.
सर स्क्रीन दिसत नाही.
Screen this up, there may be some problem in your mobile.
हा
It is visible to me. I can see it easily. Because if we plot a graph like this will be the nature of the curve. And the same graph is obtained when the bar pendulum is inverted. Like this. Means we get two symmetric curves about the y-axis. And these two curves are used to find the acceleration due to gravity. If we draw a horizontal line parallel to x-axis, then that line cuts at 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are 4 points. From this point to this, the distance, that is small l, and this distance, that is k square upon l. And if we know k square upon l, then k square upon l plus l, that is capital L, equivalent length. And this is the corresponding period, that is capital T, value of corresponding period. Then using that value, we will get 4 pi square L upon T square. By using this equation, L and T, these are the quantities which are known from that graph. L is known by this, and T is the corresponding period. By putting these values in this equation, we can get the acceleration due to gravity. Again, if we draw a tangent to this curve, like this, this is the tangent. This tangent, say this is PQ. PQ is the tangent which is drawn to this curve. Then this point, it gives the minimum value. It is the minimum value of period. It is the minimum value of period. So this distance from this is k is equal to L. Yes, for minimum periodic time, we are having k and L both are the same. So if k and L are the same for the minimum periodic time, we can have the equation of the period, that is T minimum is equal to 2 pi k square plus L square upon GL. It can be written as 2 pi k square plus k square upon GK, because k and L are the same. So it will be 2 pi 2k square upon GK. That is 2 pi root 2k upon G. We know the value of k. This distance from center to this point, that is k. We know the value of k by putting the value of k in this equation. Tm is the minimum periodic time at this point. Tm is known to us. K is known to us. If k and Tm are known to us, we can find the value of G. That is acceleration due to gravity can be obtained by using this graph by two ways. So this value of acceleration which is obtained. This equation we can write squaring on both sides. It will be Tm square is equal to 4 pi square into 2k upon G. Therefore G is equal to, we can write G is equal to 4 into 2 8 pi square 8 pi square upon T m square 8 pi square k upon T m square. By using this equation, putting the value of k and Tm in this equation, we can obtain acceleration due to gravity. Means this graph is useful to find the acceleration due to gravity by two ways. Again, if we know the values of L and T, we can plot a graph of, if we plot a graph of where L square along the y-axis, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Along the x-axis, we are having Lt square. T is the corresponding period. And then the nature of graph is like this. Nature of graph is like this. Now this negative intercept on a y-axis, this is the y-axis, this is x-axis. This negative intercept which gives us the value of a radius of gyration, that is minus k square. Minus k square. This intercept is minus k square. Although it is minus because it is on the negative side, but k is radius of gyration having the positive value. That is radius of gyration. K is always positive, but it is taken on the y-axis, opposite side to the origin. So its direction is negative, but magnitude is positive. K square is given here. We can obtain the value of k here. Then the slope of this graph, if we plot, obtain the slope y and x, then slope is given by y upon x. Y upon x. Then from this we are having the equation of period, 2 pi root L upon. From this, G is equal to 4 pi square L upon T square. L upon T square. Now, if we take the slope of this graph, what we get? Slope of this graph gives L upon, right here, slope that is given by, I will write here, slope is equal to y. Y is here L square. It upon x. X is L t square. It is L t square. Here we can cancel one here. It will be L upon t square. L upon t square. Now that slope we can use here. 4 pi square into slope. That will be g. Thus, the acceleration due to gravity can also be obtained by plotting a graph of L square against L t square. Means by using bar pendulum, we can plot a graph for L and t. We can obtain the acceleration due to gravity from that graph. Also, by plotting a graph of L square against L t square, we can also obtain acceleration due to gravity by using slope of the graph. This is the slope. Slope of the graph is used here. Therefore, g is given by 4 pi square into slope. 4 pi square into slope. If we find the slope of this graph, put that slope here. Pi is constant here. So when we put the slope in this equation, we directly get the acceleration due to gravity. So this bar pendulum is useful in determining the acceleration due to gravity by plotting the graph and obtaining the slope and all these things. So the next pendulum, which is in your syllabus, that is the bipolar pendulum. Bipolar pendulum. The bipolar pendulum. Now, bipolar pendulum. Here, see this word. Bipolar. Pillar, that is the filaments or threads which we are using for suspending the pendulum. Bi means here two. Bi is used for the two. Biology. Biology means botany and zoology. Okay. Like that. Bipolar means we are using two suspension threads. So, how this bipolar pendulum is defined? Bipolar pendulum is defined as when a uniform metal bar, say this is a uniform metal bar. This is uniform metal bar. When uniform metal bar is suspended horizontally, it is suspended horizontally by two. These are two identical threads, identical parallel threads, which are equidistant from the center. If this is the center, then the distance of this thread from this is same to this. Means these two threads are at equal distance from the center of gravity. And they are fixed about the digits of. Say these are the O1 and O2. These are the point of suspension. O1 and O2 are the point of suspension. So this system formed, that is called a bipolar pendulum. A bipolar pendulum is defined as when a uniform metal bar when a uniform metal bar is suspended suspended horizontally. Suspended horizontally by two identical parallel threads. Parallel threads equidistant from center of a bar. Center of gravity of a bar. Then we call it as a bipolar pendulum. Means uniform metal bar is suspended horizontally. Is suspended horizontally. Is suspended horizontally parallel to the surface. Horizontally parallel to the surface. Suspended horizontally by two identical threads, parallel threads, which are equidistant from center of gravity of the bar. Means we are taking one bar, metal bar, and that metal bar is suspended by two parallel threads. And these two threads are identical. Identical in the sense their thickness is same, their weight is same. All these things are same, so that they will not affect any problem on the oscillations. They will not introduce any problem during the oscillation. So they are used identical. Now, when this bar is suspended like this horizontally, then the weight of bar, if here is the length of the thread, these threads are equal in length. These threads are equal in length. Then the weight of this bar is acting vertically downward. Here is the mass of a bar. Then the weight of bar, which is acting vertically downward. This weight is acting vertically downward through the center of gravity. So this is point O. O, center of gravity. Then, when the bar is suspended horizontally, and the weight of that bar is mg, then the weight of bar is balanced by two threads. Means we are using two threads. So these two threads which balances the weight of a given bar. Weight of a given bar. Here the threads are identical, they are parallel, they are equidistant, their length is same. Therefore, the total weight of the bar is distributed or divided equally among the two threads. Equally. If the bar is of 1 kilogram, then half weight of that bar will be balanced by thread 1 and another half is by another thread. Means the total weight is divided among the two threads. Therefore, the tension on each thread, when the bar is suspended, there will be tension on the thread. Tension on the thread. And this tension will be the tension on the thread will be mg upon 2. Tension on each thread. Tension on each thread, because the total weight of the bar is equally balanced by a given threads. So tension on each thread will be half of its weight. Half weight of the bar will be balanced by this thread, and half weight of the bar will be balanced by another thread. So on each thread, the tension on each thread will be T is equal to mg upon 2. Now this is the thing. This is the thing related with the bipolar pendulum. Now, suppose that a given bar is displaced through a small angular displacement like this. Small angular displacement. Then the bar will take the new position like this. If A and B, if AB is the initial position of a given bar, then this A will take the new position A dash and B will take the new position B dash. B will take the new position B. Means A dash B dash, A dash B dash will be the new position of a given bar when the bar is displaced through the small angular displacement theta. Theta is the small angular displacement of a given bar. So these threads also get displaced through the small angular displacement phi. So phi is the angular displacement of a thread of threads, and theta is the angular displacement of a given bar. So AB is the initial position, and when that bar is displaced, it will take the new position A dash B dash. So that these two threads, now here in the figure, it is seen that this thread takes this position. It means it is observed that this thread is extended, but actually this does not happen. Threads are inextensible. There is no increase or decrease of length of threads. But in figure, when we displace like this, if we take a bar like this, when we displace through a small angular displacement, if this is the initial position, and when we displace, it is here, it takes a new position. It's like this. We are displacing like this. Here, the displacement of the bar does not increase or decrease the length of threads. It just takes the new positions. New positions. So now, when this bar is displaced to new position A dash B dash, then the tension on the thread is resolved into two components. How it is? The weight of the bar is balanced by these threads, but when it is displaced, the tension is resolved into two components, horizontal component and vertical component. Means the thread has to follow two works. One is to balance the bar, and second is to keep it in displaced position because it is in displaced. So the thread, the tension on the thread is resolved into two components. This component along B dash, that is T sine phi. T sine phi. And here T sine phi. T sine phi. That is the horizontal component, T sine phi. Now this T sine phi and T cos phi is the vertical component. T cos phi will be the vertical component. That is here T cos phi. And here it will be T cos phi. T cos phi. This will be T cos phi. T cos phi will be vertical component which balances the weight of a given bar. And T sin phi, that is a horizontal component which keeps that bar in the displaced position. Now this T sin phi, which is a horizontal component. Now these two T sin phi component, which is acting on a given bar in equal and opposite direction. This T sin phi is along a B dash direction, and this T sin phi is along A dash direction. Means these two components are equal and opposite, so that it produces a torque. This component which produces a torque, and that torque will try to bring that bar to its original position. So this torque is given by torque is nothing but it is the product of one force and perpendicular distance between two forces. Here force is T sin, and the distance between these two threads, that is say distance, we take here 2d. From this to this distance is d. Here we take d. From center of gravity to one thread, that distance is d. From this to this is also d. So the total distance between two threads will be 2d. So the total distance between these two forces, T sin phi, that will be 2d. Force into perpendicular distance. Now T is here, mg upon 2 sin phi into 2d. Here 2 and 2, we can cancel that, and our equation will be mg d sin phi, mg d sin phi. Then we can use this torque. Now this torque, which is acting on a given bar, will try to bring that bar to its original position. This torque will try to bring that bar to the original position. When we displace that bar and release, that bar will start to oscillate, and this torque will try to bring that bar to the original position. So that is a restoring torque. Then this restoring torque equal to mg d. Now see this triangle, another triangle. I will draw this triangle here. We are having one triangle here. I will draw here B. This is B dash, and this is O. This angle is theta. Okay, here B dash. Their distance is D. This distance is also D. So sin theta is nothing but B dash upon D. B dash upon D. From this triangle, sin theta is front side upon diagonal. That is sin theta is equal to B dash upon D. So this is the value of sin theta. Again, see that triangle, this triangle. I will draw that triangle here. This is angle phi. This is B. This is B dash, and this is phi. And this length is here. Length is here. Then from this triangle, we can find sin phi. Sin phi will be, sin phi is nothing but front side B dash upon B dash upon here. Then we can obtain the value of B dash. B dash is given by, or we can use that value of BB dash from this equation. Our equation, I will write that equation of restoring torque. Restoring torque is mgd sin phi. mgd sin phi. The value of sin phi is here. mgd sin phi is nothing but db dash upon here. This is the value of sin phi. Okay, and db dash is here. We can obtain the value of db dash here. It is d sin theta. From this we can obtain the value of db dash. It will be d sin theta. Put that value here. mgd into db dash, that is d sin theta upon here. Upon here. Then this equation we can write as mgd square upon here into sin theta. mgd square upon here into sin theta, that is restoring torque. Restoring torque, and it is given the negative sign because this torque, restoring torque, is always acting in the opposite direction to the displacement of a given body or a bar. So it is negative. Then this restoring torque is given by torque. Torque is nothing but moment of inertia into acceleration. Moment of inertia into acceleration, angular acceleration. That is I d square theta by dt square. Acceleration is given by d square theta by dt square. Therefore, this equation will be, restoring torque will be I d square theta by dt square is equal to minus mg d square upon here sin theta. Again, here this equation by I, we get d square theta by dt square is equal to minus mg d square upon IL into mg d square upon IL into sin theta. If theta is very small, then sin theta can be taken as theta. If theta is very small, sin theta can be taken as theta. Sin theta can be taken as theta. Therefore, our equation becomes d square theta by dt square equal to minus mg d square upon IL into theta. Now, all the quantities in the square bracket, they are constant. All the quantities in the bracket are constant. Therefore, this acceleration, you can write, is proportional to angular displacement. Angular acceleration is proportional to the angular displacement. And when the angular acceleration is proportional to the angular displacement, then that body perform simple harmonic motion. When the body is said to perform a simple harmonic motion, when the acceleration is proportional to the displacement, and if they are oppositely directed, it is minus.